You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and this is my conversation with Mark Collins from the band The Charlatans. The reason for the conversation is to promote The Charlatans' August 2018 tour of Australia. I'll read out some dates, of course all in August. Friday the 24th, they're playing in Brisbane. Saturday the 25th, they're playing Sydney. Sunday the 26th, they are playing Melbourne. Tuesday the 28th, they're playing Adelaide. Wednesday the 29th, they're playing Perth. Let's have a listen to what this legendary guitarist has to say. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, Mark. It's Andy Mackay-Smith calling. I hope you don't mind me calling a minute early.
How are you, man?
I'm not too bad, mate. Looking forward to our chat. I've been grooving along to your greatest hits album through most of today, actually, whilst I've been cooking for the kids and just doing various things around the house. And to be honest, mate, I'd forgotten how bloody good your music was.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we've been at it for a while, I suppose. I think we're just about getting there now.
Yeah, you certainly always knew how to write a tune. And the one thing that struck me when I was listening to your music was that so many trends have come and gone, but your music remains relevant, which is very hard to achieve. So the way it's been recorded, I think, you don't get enough credit for the way the albums have been recorded, I don't think. And the way that you so effortlessly infuse that dance groove into what could come across as just jangly pop if it didn't have that dance groove. So, yeah, I mean, that's a compliment, by the way. I hope it comes across that way. But, yeah, it's...
No, absolutely. I take it as such. I think we've always had that sort of like danceability element to the music.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're always interested in trying new things out, and we've got so many influences, and Tim's so avid, such an avid discoverer of new music. He's a great DJ to have in the band, we enjoy experimenting with different things all the time. And so I think that's probably why we're still doing it. Because we're still excited about creating new music. That's what keeps us going.
Yeah, I didn't realise that you had as many albums out there in the market as what you've got. So I think I'm right in saying that you've got 13 studio albums and God knows how many official other releases. But see, I always felt the band was, there was, this is not to paint you into a corner insofar as saying that you're from the early 90s or what have you, but that was obviously the heyday. And I remember I went through a boarding school, and one of the lads in the boarding house was a massive fan of the Charlatans, and he had a big poster of the Charlatans, you guys, right up against an Iron Maiden poster as well. That was the era, and and it always reminds me of my youth, I've got to tell you. Whenever I hear that, the very familiar dance groove of the drumming and then your guitar coming in over the top, it takes me back, and I think it's it's that way for a lot of people as well. Yeah, it's good. There was obviously Jesus Jones, Carter, and also Pop Will Eat Itself. I sort of have very similar memories of all four bands, just from back in the day. But as I say, that's not to say that you're a nostalgia act, because you're far from that, because the majority of your content has been released since the year 2000.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, we just finished our 13th album. That's kind of why we still tour, because we still tour on new records. I mean, obviously on the live show, we're not that self-indulgent that we only play the new stuff. We delve into our back catalogue as well. But we like to play new songs when we're on tour as well. So I mean that's kind of what. We don't consider ourselves a nostalgia act at all. No,
definitely not.
We will play songs from 2017 alongside songs from 1990, and they still work together as well. Somehow. So it's
well, you kept a very similar songwriting narrative through everything, so that's The other thing too is whenever the Charlatans come on, it actually sounds like the Charlatans. It's not one of those situations where you're sort of checking your media player to make sure that you're still listening to the same band if you've got it on shuffle on iPhone, on Apple Music or on Spotify. That's the other compliment that I've got to give to you.
Sure, sure. Well, yeah, we're very lucky. Tim has a very distinctive voice, yeah, so it's unmistakably a Charlotte record when you hear it. Yeah, so we have a sound. I agree.
Yeah, okay. And the Australian tour, mate, that's I think tickets are for sale now, but the tour is actually happening in August. So the show that you're bringing down, obviously, you have. I can't remember the last time when you came down here was, but you have to remind me. But are you bringing down a bit of a greatest hits, or are you going to be focusing heavily on the Different Days album?
We will. Well, we'll probably we will play songs of Different Days. We've actually in the UK we've just released a 4-track EP as well, and we'll probably play a couple of those as well. But I would say. Yeah, we'll play 2 or 3 songs of Different Days, and we'll play a couple of songs that we've just released out in the UK off our Totally Eclipsing album or EP, sorry.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, we'll be playing like I say, songs from back in the day. For all the oldies out there, we'll be playing from the early 90s. Yeah, we do it across the board.
So it's interesting though, isn't it? We talk about
people will hear the hits. Yeah,
the hits. Yeah, but it's interesting though, mate. I've checked your chart positions of your records that you've released. I'm just talking about the UK here. And mate, recently you've enjoyed something of is it fair to call it a resurgence, or what do you think it is? I mean, your last 2 albums, respectively, have charted at number 7 and number 4, and that's bloody high.
Back in the top 10, yeah. So, which because there was a bit of a lull for a while people were trying to get their heads around the digital media and not having to pay for records. Record companies were all panicking, not knowing quite what to do. But we were just releasing records for free, so they were charting. I think the way that we've adapted and the record companies have adapted, and we do great selections on vinyl, and you can't download vinyl. That's kind of what's getting us back into the charts. People buying vinyl again.
Agreed. I buy a lot of vinyl, and the other thing I buy is cassettes, mate. They're making a big comeback.
Cassettes. Our last album came out. Oh yeah, Different Days was on cassette.
Well, I've got to track that down and try and find it.
We might have some left. I'll bring one over for you.
That'd be really nice, mate. Yeah, I mean, I've just been getting right back into it, and the other reason, because I've got young children, both underneath the age of 5, so a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and look, I'm trying to get them away from digital bloody media players like iPhones and iPads and the like, because they're just right from a young age, they're so addicted to it. And the thing about CDs, I'm definitely moved away from CDs. I'm not really that cool on the sound quality. I know people say that you can't really tell the difference, but I'm sorry, I can. But cassettes, I love it. Yeah. It feels analog, and I've been but that's a really kind offer of you, mate, because I love cassettes, and I think I've lost all of my cassettes from my youth. I don't know what the hell's happened to them, because there's been probably 20 years, maybe 25 years was the last time I bought a cassette prior to this year. But the resurgence of them,
they're back involved. Yeah, I'm just going to my shelves here. I'm sure I've got some cassettes here. I'll put one in the bag.
Well, cool. I have to try and hook up at the gig, actually.
Are you going to come to any show?
Yeah, for sure. At the Brisbane show. Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
I'll be at that one there.
That's our first Oz one. I think we're coming in from Auckland straight to Brisbane to start our Australian run.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what have you got? You got 5 dates. So you're playing Perth. You're playing all capital cities, actually. So that's nice. A lot of bands come to Australia and they don't actually make it over to Perth. So I'm glad that the promoters managed to sort that gig out.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be our third time in Perth. Yeah, no, we've well, I think this will be our third proper Australian run of cities.
Hmm.
Yeah, really enjoy it. We've not been in the winter yet. But I don't think the Brisbane winter compares to a UK winter.
No, it's very different. It's winter right now, and I can tell you it's 18 degrees Celsius, so it's not really cold at all. It doesn't even feel that, to be honest with you. It feels about 22 degrees or so. Right
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
I bet really looking forward to coming out.
Australia's been a good territory for you guys, hasn't it? You've always had fans down here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always been a good thing. Yeah, it was a place that we seemed to never be able to get out to for a long time. We never came any to, mainly because our manager and agent could never get their shit together. And it was a place that was neglected. And then when we came over in the 2000s, yeah, the reception was fantastic, we love coming back to Australia. Yeah, it feels like we've neglected it for a decade. No, we try to make up some ground.
Hmm. Yeah, cool. And look, the other compliment I've got to hand to you is that I've always admired your guitar playing as a musician. So I play guitar and bass guitar as well. And I've always listened very carefully to the way that you approach playing the guitar. And I actually think you're as important to what the Charlatans do as to what Johnny Marr as to what he does in the Smiths. But you never seem to be interviewed by the guitar magazines. Yeah, yeah. Is that? Do you get a lot of feedback about your guitar playing?
Johnny Marr likes it.
Yeah, cool.
That's good enough feedback for me. Yeah, well, I mean, I was a big admirer of Johnny as well, and it was I don't know whether you know, but on the different days record, we invited Johnny over
Right.
to the studio, and he played on a couple of tracks with us. And it was great. It was great for me as a guitar player to play with one of my heroes, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people think I like what I do, that's I get a right buzz out of playing with heroes like Johnny Marr, Paul Weller, just idols. I don't know. I don't really think about the compliment side of things so much as long as it all works, right? So I'm sounding like a team player. And, it's yeah. I mean, I think I'm okay at what I do.
No, you're very good at what you do. Yeah. Yeah. What sort of guitar do you prefer to play?
At the moment, I like one. I'm playing. I've been playing Fenders quite a lot recently.
Right. A Tele, is it?
My left Paul. Which one, sir?
A Telecaster, is that the one you're playing?
I've got Telecaster, Jaguar, and Straps.
Jaguar. Okay.
I will. Yeah. Well, I've got an old '62 Jaguar that features on quite a few records actually, I've been getting into my Telecaster and Strat recently. And I bring that out on the road with my only trusty Les Paul, which is
oh yeah, yeah. All right, mate. Look, it's been fascinating to chat to you. I'd love to catch up with you when you come to Brisbane, and it's a very kind offer to bring over the cassette. So I really hope we can catch up, and I can shake your hand and possibly share or have a beer with you. Yeah.
Well, we will have some beers on us, yeah, and I'll do that some cassette. Give it a shout when we're in Brisbane. It's not too far away. End of August, isn't it? 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah, it's on a Friday. I know that much. It's on Friday the 24th. Yeah.
24th. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. We get to town on the 23rd. That's it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, really look forward to it.
Cool, mate. All right. Well, congratulations on a wonderful career as well. It's yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to the show. But mate, thanks very much for the chat, and I look forward to catching up when you come to town.
Thanks, Sean. Can't wait to get there.
No worries, mate. Okay, catch ya.
Take it easy. Bye.
Thanks, bye. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and that was my conversation with Mark Collins from the band The Charlatans. Thank you so much for listening.